Anyway, life application. Many people have amazing conversion experiences. They are heading down one path and suddenly their life makes a sudden turn towards Christ. The zeal and passion with which they follow this new path is one of the surest signs of the power of Christ to change the hardened heart. From time to time, go back and evaluate your own conversion. Return to the roots of that and look to re-energize the zeal you felt. Rekindle the fire once again and then press on in his power. And I'm glad to read that because from time to time, people will email me and they'll ask exactly, they'll say, I just don't have the fire that I had when I first was a Christian. I think my faith is faltering or something. And I will tell them, I said, nobody can stay on an emotional high forever. It is impossible. When you fall into love with a person, you are going to fall out of love with that person to some extent. The emotional high will never last. Some people will say, oh, that's not true. I've been in love with my wife the same all these years. I guarantee you that the first 2 or 3 dates were way higher than they remember. You can't maintain a high in anything, okay? But you can go back and you can review that and you can think, I had that passion and I just want to review it in my mind. Even if you can't get it back physically or mentally, you can at least think about it. And that's a good thing to do. But, another thing that happens, and this is for people that feel like their faith is faltering or their walk isn't as strong, is that if you are one of those people that had a great conversion experience and then you started to go to church and your theology developed, well, what happens? Theology takes over emotion naturally. That is the natural outcome of having theology, is it takes over emotion. And that's why I tell people is that you should never let your emotions drive your theology, ever. But you should let your theology drive your emotions. And so when you have proper theology, you are going to express it more maturely as a Christian. And it's not going to be that emotional theology that you had when you first met the Lord. So you're going to be more stable in your walk. There's nothing wrong with that. You have developed, okay? Your heart has changed more towards the Lord, but in a less passionate manner. There's nothing wrong with that. You are now guided by principles that the Lord has put in his word. Well, what more do you need? What more do you need than the word of God? And when you're at church and you hear the music and it stirs your soul, well, that's intended to do that. It's intended to have you a fully developed Christian. Sound theology, not pinging off all of the walls and at the same time exulting in the Lord at certain times during the week. That is a well-rounded way of being, okay? But to just be all over the place like you were when you were first a Christian was really wonderful, but it wasn't really edifying of anything except maybe the people that saw the change in you. And they say, I want that too, okay? But you're not able to express your theology in any proper manner at that time. So it's important to remember that you are going to go through stages in your life of a Christian, just as you will in your life as a married person or in your life as a person at work or anywhere else, okay? You shouldn't feel bad about that. Okay.